Welcome, my friend.
It could be hard to understand how an evil wizard like Voldemort managed to gather power and followers. It was a slow process that started even before he was born. The dark arts have been a part of the wizarding world for a long time. From the first global wizarding war in the early 20th century, to the battle between Harry and Voldemort in the 1990s, there have always been people who chose to stand up and fight back against these dark forces. In this video, we will explore Voldemort's rise to power, the history of the dark arts in the wizarding world, and how this all led to the Second Wizarding War. While magic can be used to do wonderful things such as heal ailments,
regrowing bones is a nasty business,
or fix a broken pair of glasses,
Oculus, Reparo.
There are, unfortunately, some who use it for more nefarious purposes.
It'll be our little secret.
It has been decided that certain spells are too cruel and dangerous to perform, and they are known as the unforgivable curses.
They're so named.
Because they are unforgivable. The use of any one of them will
Earn you a one-way ticket to Azkaban, correct?
The Ministry of Magic has strict laws against using these curses, both to protect its citizens and to prevent the dark arts from gaining popularity. However, just like in the Muggle world, there are people who are more than happy to break these laws and use these awful curses. Fortunately, students at Hogwarts study defense against the dark arts to protect themselves against this dark magic.
ridiculous!
Throughout history, there have been wizards who use the dark arts to achieve their goals. Gellert Grindelwald, the first dark wizard of prominence in the 20th century, was very close to Albus Dumbledore in their youth. However, Dumbledore realized that Grindelwald's ideas about the relationship between Muggles and wizards was getting very dark.
With or without you, I'll burn down their world, Albus. There's nothing you can do to stop me.
Grindelwald believed that wizards were naturally superior and should rule over Muggles, instead of coexisting in harmony.
No!
Dumbledore, with the help of the international wizarding community, tried to stop Grindelwald gaining followers and power. The wizard evaded capture for years before meeting Dumbledore for an epic duel, but we won't spoil everything. During Grindelwald's rise to power, a boy named Tom Riddle was born in a Muggle orphanage. He had no knowledge of the wizarding world or that he was a wizard until he turned 11, when Albus Dumbledore came to reveal his true identity.
I think I'm different.
Well, perhaps they're right.
On his mother's side, Riddle was descended from House Gaunt, the last living descendants of Salazar Slytherin, the founder of Slytherin House who wanted only pure-blooded students to attend Hogwarts. Riddle would go on to continue this legacy of prejudice as he grew up. That's right, Tom Riddle grew up to be the terrifying Lord Voldemort. He read a lot about the dark arts in school and got some pretty awful ideas about how the wizarding world should look.
I read something rather odd about a bit of rare magic.
After graduating from Hogwarts, he tried to get a job there as a teacher, but Dumbledore refused to hire him, as he knew that Riddle saw it as an opportunity to recruit students to his pursuit of the dark arts. Following this rejection, Tom Riddle fully embraced his new role as Lord Voldemort. He spent years studying the dark arts in secret and building an army in preparation for his takeover of the wizarding world. He preyed on communities that had been looked down on by wizards, such as werewolves and giants, as it was easier to convince them to turn against the wizarding world as a whole. Other wizards who held the same prejudiced beliefs heard about Voldemort's plan and joined the cause. Before long, he had a fully fledged army at his disposal. Voldemort's inner circle called themselves the Death Eaters, and they were feared throughout the wizarding world for their use of the dark arts to recruit people to Voldemort's army and silence his critics. Some of those who opposed his rise to power decided to fight back. And this included some familiar faces who formed the Order of the Phoenix. For reasons we won't spoil, Voldemort believed that the one thing standing between him and wizarding world domination was a baby boy wizard named Harry Potter, who at this point was less than a year old. Harry's parents tried to protect him and keep him hidden from Voldemort, but someone betrayed their location. He found the young family and tried to kill Harry. But something strange happened. Somehow, Harry survived. Voldemort completely disappeared after this night, with many assuming he had finally been defeated. There were celebrations across the wizarding world, but some were reluctant to celebrate too soon. Harry was taken to live with his muggle aunt and uncle, far away from the prying eyes of witches and wizards, to whom he was now a celebrity.
He's far better off growing up away from all of that.
Back in the wizarding world, some Death Eaters remained loyal to Lord Voldemort and held out hope that he would return one day to finish what he started. They continued to practice the dark arts in secret, waiting for the day when they'd be able to use it to achieve their evil goals. Or so they thought, until Harry Potter grew up and had other ideas. And though Voldemort and his followers were strong, Harry knew one advantage he and his friends had over the power of the dark arts.
We've got one thing that Voldemort doesn't have.
Yeah?
Something worth fighting for.
To learn more about the history of the Wizarding World, subscribe to the Wizarding World YouTube channel and stay tuned for more episodes of Discover Harry Potter.